Riley Santos, and I'd like to welcome you to a very special wave. As you can see, I'm not in my studio in Burbank. I'm in Pine Valley, Pennsylvania, which has been voted the best town in America. It also happens to be my hometown. I wasn't born here, but I spent some of the happiest and most challenging years of my life in a place I'm proud to call home. In the next hour, I'm going to explore what makes Pine Valley the best town in the country. I'm going to show you the soul of this town. And the soul of any town is its people. What the town's given them and what they've given back. So I'm going to interview some die-hard Pine Valleyites who will reveal the heartbeat behind the best town in America. I was 16, kinda goth. The polite version, a handful. The truth, hell on wheels. But my dad and I survived. Dad is Adam Chandler, founder of Chandler Enterprises, a self-made man and proud of it. He wasn't actually born here either, but like a lot of people who didn't live in mansions and may have come and gone, he has the same thoughts about this place. Pine Valley, my home.
It wasn't just a rivalry between me and Pete Cooney that brought me here, although a lot of people would like to believe that. No, I came here because of Erica Kane. The media portion of our company was shooting a film based on Erica's memoir, Raising Cain. It's a pity the movie didn't turn out, but I recognized the potential of this town, and I grabbed it. I moved my company headquarters here. Smartest decision I ever made. I put Pine Valley on the map.
I've been told that I put Pine Valley on the map. Of course, that isn't really true. I mean, not just one person can take all the credit for everything this town is, everything it has to offer. I confess that I didn't always appreciate Pine Valley. When I was growing up, I wanted to be anywhere but here. I wanted to be a star. And that meant Hollywood or New York. So I went, and I became a star. But I soon realized that I didn't have to live in one of those places to be everything I wanted to be. Everything I wanted was right here.
40 years. Huh. Well, I met Ruth. Prettiest nurse in the hospital. We raised our family here. Our sons have settled nearby with their families. It's going to be hard to leave.
We're moving to Florida.
Yep, we're retiring.
We have had a wonderful life here.
And even though we're leaving, Pine Valley will always be our home.
The Martins found me when I was about 9 years old, wandering around a state park with a broken arm. How I got there was a long story. Anyway, my father was actually the physician who said it, and that was the luckiest day of my life, because what Joe and Ruth decided they really needed in theirs was a sad, scared little boy. So they took me in. I guess over the years they sort of managed to fix everything else that was broken. Pretty amazing. It's amazing, you know, but then again, that's Pine Valley.
I rode into town on the back of my boyfriend's motorcycle, and I will never forget my Aunt Phoebe standing in the door. She was holding a glass of sherry in her hand, and she had a look of absolute shock on her face. And that was the beginning of quite a ride.
Pine Valley. That's too cute. But I had to meet my new son-in-law, so I came. Babe and I spent most of our life on the move, so I never expected to stay. But I kept putting off the goodbyes until one day it just It hit me. I had a shot at something I'd never had. Home.
I didn't even have a home when I first came to Pine Valley. Of course, I didn't want one. I was all about one thing and one thing only. You know, Haley. The con. That was everything for me. Of course, then a funny thing happened. I fell in love with a woman. And I fell in love with Pine Valley.
Well, I was a hard-headed, straight-up wannabe thug, fresh out of Center City. Suburbia was not my thing. This was a town full of uptight people with their heads so far up there. Well, suffice it to say, this was not my kind of town. Then I met the girl of my dreams, Angela Baxter. Fine, fine, fine. And that's why I love Pine Valley, because it gave me Angela.
And then he was there. Just like that, we were a family again. After 20 years. 20 years. It was a miracle. Our miracle. Here in Pine Valley.
So I jumped a tramp steamer. I wanted to go anywhere but Pine Valley. I wanted to get away from everything Chandler. So I ended up in San Diego. I met Babe. It was love instantly. I am proud of the life that I created for my son and for the woman that I love. After all that running, everything I needed was right here in Pine Valley.
You know, after Iraq, home was the last place I wanted to go. Hell, I didn't want to go anywhere because I didn't think there was any place in the world where I could fit in. Back home, I was a star of the football team, most popular guy in school. You know, now when I think of a place called home, I don't think of where I grew up. I think of Pine Valley. It's weird, huh?
The Glamorama Chicken Shack. I may not feed or beautify the locals anymore, but I still love them. Every single last one of them. Well, almost.
She can deny it all she wants to. I know she loves me.
Oh, I'm sure you're expecting me to complain about the small-minded, ungrateful people here. Well, that's not going to happen. Because the truth is, I don't care what people think of me. I have done some of my best work here. I have saved the lives of countless Pine Valley citizens. And yes, it's true, they haven't exactly embraced me, but I'm not going anywhere. I plan on taking my last breath right here in Pine Valley.
Born and raised. I left, I came back, I left, I came back. You see the pattern? I always thought that I was going to grow up to be my dad. And that's a good thing. In fact, it's a great thing. I mean, chief of staff, married to the love of your life, raising little Jakes and Jakeettes. But it never quite worked out.
I remember when Jake was a little boy, he came to me with a pine cone in his hand, and he asked me, why does the trees drop so many cones on the ground? And I told him, the trees drop the cones to remind us that they're up there, looking out for the people who live in the houses below. Pine Valley has had good times and bad times, but even in bad times, you always had the feeling that someone was looking out for you.
I'm a very different man from the guy who blew in here 6 years ago looking for revenge. Did Pine Valley change me? I don't know. Ask this woman right here.
People see the glamour, the clothes, the public me. But I've gone through some very difficult times, both before I was famous and after. Some made the tabloids, some didn't. Sometimes I thought I wouldn't survive, but I did.
The legacy.
With the help of some family, especially my mother, Mona. I think of myself as strong, independent, but the truth is, I had firm ground to stand on. I had Pine Valley.